wonderful cultural institutions here, many of them, most of them members of the Philadelphia Cultural Alliance. We have this wonderful emerging technology scene in terms of research and science and startups and entrepreneurship. And I think that there's this amazing opportunity here, specifically in Philadelphia, because normally these worlds do not intersect. I mean, in even the great metropolitan centers of this country and many others, those are communities that don't intersect very often. These are experiments. And I think that maybe we could have done a better job of saying, look, this is a very experimental process. It is not easy to collaborate across disciplines. It never is. And then to do this in somewhat of a time-constrained, very, very budget-constrained process initially. I mean, we're not talking about huge amounts of support initially. And so really a lot of the contributions were from people's own volition. They just were really excited about these projects. And we should celebrate that and not just say that you know, these are the only examples or the most compelling examples of this kind of work, because there is a larger body of work happening in Philadelphia. So I guess that was a bit of an unintended consequence for me, that people said, oh, you know, it's first place, second place, third place. And really I had hoped it'd be more, look, this is our first stab at a lot of different experiments. We're going to see how things develop. So I'll start with the blue sky. I mean, the what ifs are, what if Philadelphia were the epicenter of arts technology collaborations, right? No one really has that mantle. And as I mentioned before, in most major cities, these communities don't really have much intersection. So if Philadelphia could be known as that place, the incubator for these kinds of innovative collaborations, I think that's not only a great opportunity, I think it's very possible. I think Philadelphia, the cultural community here is a very tight-knit one. It's much more one where we celebrate what we can do together as opposed to a highly competitive environment. So I think there's tremendous opportunity there. And likewise, you have a technology scene that isn't quite as entrenched or established. It's not Silicon Valley, it's not Silicon Alley as in New York. It's an emerging scene, and you have people involved with that scene who are very willing to partner, who are civically engaged, who are culturally engaged. So I think there is the human capital here to do that. I think we need, you know, perhaps a little more support for these sorts of programs. I think, you know, the support for the TechniCulture Initiative is great. It's sadly, it was a very, very, you know, just an early seed for that, and some more impactful efforts to really build up Philadelphia as the epicenter for this will, and at that scale, so that the organizations that we do have here have the resources to start to build that capacity, to partner with others, to learn how to team, right? Because right now that's very much a trial and error process. An organization, if they have the capacity, might hire somebody, a technologist. They might find out after 90 days, well, this isn't really working out so well, or maybe this is completely conceptually different from what we had anticipated. So I think giving organizations the freedom to connect and the freedom to fail, right? I think that's incredibly important. So certainly that amount of support. I think you know, certainly our civic institutions are great supporters of cultural efforts. I think they can think of that more broadly. Culture does not just have to be on a stage. It doesn't have to be, you know, on a canvas. It doesn't have to be through headphones or speakers. Culture exists in so many different ways. And then when you think about it in that way, and when you think about experiences, whether that's storytelling or in-place performance or audience interaction, then the technology starts to open up very different possibilities. And so if we can think about culture more broadly, I think that would also really facilitate Philadelphia being the sort of incubator for these innovative projects.